Tell me something that I don't know. Tell me something that I don't know.
99.
No, this one's 2 for 5.
Oh, okay. The 2 for.
One of my favorite beers was actually a $10 bottle of beer.
Bottle of beer.
Yeah, it was 18% and it was called Worldwide Stout from Dogfish Head.
Oh, it was called Colt 45.
Colt 45.
Hey, $10 for Colt 45.
Bro. Them bitches ain't $5 though. You get them bitches for like 89 cents or something, $1. I can't remember, but we used to.
Yeah, it's about $1.50.
Yeah, $1.50.
Inflation.
Yeah, inflation. Because
Deuces, right?
It definitely
and
was.
Then it was like $1.50 for deuces, and then like $2.25 for a 40, right? Or you're like, yeah, 40 ounces here, and it's less than a meal.
I can't believe we used to get fucked up off of 40s in college, bro. We was just so broke that I was like, we would walk into the liquor store and be like, "What? You get this for $1? I got $1."
I got like 2 cases of Beast Ice for a camping trip once.
Ice, them hangovers is the worst too.
For $30, I got a lot of beer.
Oh, I bet you did. A lot of pissing too.
Mike, you said used to, and it kind of hurts my soul because I'm still go to.
Bro, but that's a part of y'all gimmick on the BS and SO podcast. You wouldn't be doing that if you wasn't on doing that cast, bro.
No, but I will tell
you. Are we getting
that...
started soon? Should I grab my drink or?
Yeah, go grab your drink. Yep.
I will tell you this: that it is a part of me that looks forward to every time we link up. Like, oh, I get to taste that sweet 40.
That sweet 40, bro. That's hilarious. Oh.
No John Phenom.
How are y'all finishing y'all bitches every episode?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay, grown man.
There was one there was one episode where it was admittedly difficult.
Some days is worse than others, bro.
Well, and I mean if it was just Colt 45 and shit like that, like it'd be fine. But it was like I think one episode we grabbed some like natty ice or something like that. And 40 ounces of that, like it just does something to you, And by the end of it, like Colt 45, I actually find to taste not too bad.
Yeah, I don't think it tastes bad either.
But like that natty, it just tastes so horrible. So then it ends up lasting so long that it starts getting warmer.
Yep.
Then it's just worse. When it was funny because the episode that we just posted today, I was sitting there, I'm like, man, I look a little off. Like, I just didn't, like, I wasn't vibing with my own self that well. And then I was like, wow, before I even opened my beer, I'm going ahead and drinking the whiskey straight from the bottle. And I was like, what was going on with me that day? But that was that day that I threw my back out. Yeah. So Justin had driven there, and I'm like, I am going to get drunk so that I don't feel this.
Oh boy, back was done. Shout outs to them. And you know what's funny? Just probably 2 weeks ago, I ain't throw my shit out, but I sprained it for sure. Just off of some picking up some laundry, bro. Went down too quick. And then as soon as I went down, I was like, oh shit. You just know when that shit happened. It is so funny, like, I don't know, the feeling is just weird. Like, you don't feel like you broke nothing. You just really feel like, motherfucker, this shit hurt.
It ain't broke, but I can't use it.
I can't use it, bro. Oh, man. So this is a No Consensus podcast, my boys. Turn my mic monitor on so I can hear. No Consensus podcast. I'm your host, Mike Jack, a.k.a. Dr. Peter Venkman, a.k.a. the God MC, aka Mike Jack Doom, aka Microphone Sensei, aka the Microphone Hokage. To my right is my boy Wazi, aka Egon, aka the dad from Roseanne, aka the father figure himself, aka what's it called? Low fat Haribos, and then below him is sugar free Haribos, my bad. And then below him is the fuck boy himself, as you can see from his haircut. I think I'm gonna just call him Chad, aka Aaron, aka Dr. Dr. Dan Aykroyd looking motherfucker. AKA I can't tell if you Puerto Rican or not from this view right now, Jake Foster. And this is the No Consensus podcast, and this is a brand new year 2021 on the No Con Pod, so we all drinking today, boys. Cheers. Ooh, Wazzy, what the hell you make yourself, bro?
Is that White Russian?
Yep, it's a vanilla White Russian with a little bit of cinnamon on top. Very good, like very festive.
What all go into a White Russian again?
Vodka, coffee, liqueur normally. I just make normal coffee and heavy cream or whole milk if you want.
That's a good combination. Keep you up and keep you drinking and getting you a good little buzz. Tasty. Got the cinnamon on top. I like that.
Yep, and it's it helps with your bone density there. You got the calcium.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you for that insight, Jake.
Well, that way, so like if you get into a drunken brawl, you got it. You know.
Okay. So it makes your bones dense immediately, then.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Isn't that how milk works?
Okay.
It could. I mean, I guess I could use the glasses like brass knuckles or something. And
right.
I mean, think about when you play a video game. If you go ahead and use like some sort of item that increases your strength, it doesn't go ahead and do it 6 months from now. You know, it's an instant sort of thing, right?
Yeah, I'm rolling.
Yeah.
Wazzy, your shit just like lagged on my screen for a second, and my God, the image that came up was scary. Hold on 1 second. I gotta share this with you boys.
I mean, I'm scary as is. So.
No, you're not. You're probably the least scary person I ever met. But you gotta see this. That's a compliment. You don't want to be scary, but goddamn, this shit just scared the shit out of me.
Oh.
Oh wow.
To just be frozen on that, they'll do it.
Let me see if I can bring that up. You know, look happy, cursed but happy.
Man, I was.
Yeah, you are happy.
I have bags under my eyes.
Yeah, bro, I was like, "What is going on?" My boy Waz needs some sleep.
I mean, I'm tired, but I'm not that tired. Yes, I am.
So, before we get into the shit, there's a few things.
Speaking of the shit, real quick, I was douching the Chewy Louie just now, and it was hilarious because I ended up clogging the toilet. And I told Julia, I got the podcast. I'll plunge it after I'm done. If you gotta use the bathroom, just go upstairs.
Jake.
So I just want you guys to know, like, that's how special and important you are to me. That I told the wife, shit upstairs.
I love it, bro. You can't buy that type of love. That's earned.
Got your stripes.
So it's funny that you say that you tired of shit, Wazzy, because I think that coming back to work after the new year just hits everybody different. So how have y'all been coping with being off for whatever amount of time and then coming right back to work full swing?
I mean, I worked last week, kind of. I was like on call / PTO, so it hasn't been that long since I've had to look at email and respond to people.
Yeah, I was working last week too. What was it here? Well, just Monday and Tuesday, I guess, because I had to take my dad to the doctor Wednesday. But
7 o'clock on the dot.
bro. But
Rain or shine.
Drop top cruising the street.
yeah, so I don't know. I mean, like, there's a little bit of lag in me. I got to go ahead and dust off the cobwebs, but it hasn't been super bad.
That's good to hear. So coming back to work was contributing to the tiredness, the fatigue, Wazzy?
No.
Okay.
Lack of sleep contributed to.
Take your
Lack
ass
of-
to sleep, bro. What you doing? What you staying up for?
Bro, maybe if you weren't drinking coffee at almost 7 o'clock, I think that might have something to do with it. Oh, no, I forgot. Wazzy's impervious to the effects of caffeine.
Caffeine.
You know what's funny? I haven't had coffee in like a month, so I may be actually wired. We'll see.
We will see.
There isn't much coffee in there.
So I am glad that when I brought the when I sent a picture of I can't remember what I sent a picture of. Jake, you kind of had some LOLs in your comments and was a little lighthearted about it. With the whole Capitol being stormed thing. Because I was really getting irritated today, dog. And if I hadn't seen that if you hadn't had a decent reaction to that, I probably would have had a big attitude today. So I thank you for calming me down. Just from having LOLs in your responses. That's all you did was say you cussed that rep out, but then threw an LOL at the end. And I was like, I need to see that LOL. But this shit is fucking crazy, y'all. This shit is crazy. Think about this, bro. There's people that have just stormed and I'm talking about literally ran into the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. They're in people's offices, on their computers, putting their feet up on their desks, behind podiums in the Congress, stealing podiums.
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody been arrested?
A couple people.
A couple people
were shot too.
I saw one person got shot.
Well, no,
Two.
I think it's 2 now.
Two
yeah.
now?
Two now.
Okay, so 2 people have been shot.
And one's dead. She got blasted in the neck.
Yeah, I seen that shit. I seen the video of them doing the resuscitation while trying to get her to the ambulance. But it's like, how do you even get in there in the first place? Like, this is beyond me, y'all. I'm just so confused as to how y'all allow anybody to even get inside of that building like that, bro. And then you bring out the National Guard after the shit's basically over. And then your boy Trump comes out and he says, "I'm glad, thank y'all for coming out here. I'm happy y'all did what y'all did. The election was fraudulent. Now everybody go home."
Yeah. Now that thing was wild. He literally said, "We won by a landslide." He literally said that they stole the election. And then he literally says, "Be peaceful, go home, it's Gucci." No, what you're telling me,
Gucci.
he literally said
it's Gucci.
But like all of that, everything that you've told me here is grounds for us burning this mother lover down.
And at the start of his joint, he's like, the people only want you to think that there's only 30,000 people out here. There's hundreds of thousands of people out here. Turn the cameras around so they can see how many people is out here. In my head, I'm like, why does that matter, bro? 30,000 is too many people, dog. Like, what is going on here? You don't give a fuck about no CDC regulations, nobody's health, nobody's concerns. On top of the fact that health-wise, because of COVID, something that's 300,000 people, brother. You know those numbers? Dead from that shit. You don't care though. Okay. So besides COVID, now you're telling them to attack police and then go and run into a building, bro. And you didn't tell them specifically, but they're going there and they're doing it, and you're not even addressing it and when you go out there, bro. That shit just is ridiculous.
I mean, because like there's an implication, right? Like if I say, "Hey, Mike, let's go to the store," I don't have to tell you to put your shoes on. You're gonna put your shoes on because we're going outside. You know, if I'm saying that the election was fraudulent and that it was a landslide victory and that they literally stole it, the implication is that we need to go ahead and
the implication.
I mean, the crazy thing is what all of this was over, because wasn't it over a vote on if the Electoral College should go away or something like that? Like,
it's over the vote. Period. He's still telling people that he won the election and that the voting was rigged, the voting system was rigged, and that what they were doing was doing the votes for the Electoral College today to give Biden the the win, basically. And they ran up there and was like, no, y'all not counting shit, because they still think that Biden got 82 million, Trump got 74, something's wrong. They cheated. Let me get in here. But I just don't. The second thing that just baffles me, guys, is the fact that every single person that was standing in those lines, protesting and running into these buildings, were the same people 3 months ago calling Black Lives Matter movement people and people who were outside protesting police violence that they were fucking thugs, burglars, ruining this country, and that they should go home and stop complaining. They're the same people who also was telling us to stop fucking complaining when Trump won the first election. What are y'all protesting about? He won. There's nothing wrong with the election. The people know what we want. And it kills me to just see such hypocrisy in these actions, dog. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, but this is this is what we've wanted. The United States of America, the American people, the liberals, the conservatives. This is what we have wanted. We've been legitimizing and normalizing political violence for years, and this is what happens. And so especially to go ahead and compare it to like the protests in Minneapolis, there's far less damage that was done today than in Minneapolis. That's not to go ahead and say that they are the same at all, but you also have to go ahead and remember, like, inside their the mind of these people, the electoral process, the democratic process has been stolen. They literally believe that to their core of their being.
I just really am baffled at the fact that you can just run into the Capitol building. I don't know. For me, that just seems like it shouldn't be able to happen. It seemed like it's supposed to take an army to do what these people did today. And all y'all had was, it wasn't. I don't know, bro. I just because so now you guys say, who else gonna get ideas to do shit like this, bro? I don't know, dog.
Exactly. What it does is just propel us more in this direction. But I think part of the silver lining, I've been seeing plenty of posts referring to white privilege and stuff, and I don't think that that's a mischaracterization. If it was half as many black people down there going half as far, things would have ended up very differently. I have no doubt about that in my mind.
Me neither. I have absolutely no doubt, because Black Lives Matter was out there in July, and the National Guard was out there waiting for their asses. So where the National Guard at today, when you knew this was an advertised protest, bro, where you knew that these people was coming out here and Trump was calling them by the numbers? You didn't have no National Guard out there. You just had you got some regular ass DC cops out there. We all know about the DC cops. They ain't doing shit because they cousins and shit. They out if they wasn't that duty, they probably was off duty in the crowd with them and shit, taking These motherfuckers is inside the Capitol building taking selfies. Y'all seen that shit? Where this
Oh,
cop
yeah.
was taking a selfie with the protesters and shit. Oh yeah, you seen it because I tweeted it. But but yeah, Wise, I don't know if you seen that shit, Wise. But it's a cop in there just taking selfies with fucking protesters. Oh, you broke into this bitch, bro, and that's crazy. You the truth, bro. Let me get a selfie with you, dog, so we can remember this day. Like, no, what are you doing?
But see, so like one thing I learned about is the Marxist dialectic. There's like 3 steps. So there's like a problem. I can't remember the words for them, but like you got a problem, then a crisis. So essentially like a contradiction, and then a crisis to expose that contradiction, which then leads to, I believe the third step is synthesis, a resolution. So the way I look at this and like some of the silver lining is that, okay, sure, white privilege, right? There was an assumption. I assume that there was an assumption made by law enforcement and everyone down there that these people are white. It's going to be different here. They're not going to go ahead and bust in and act a fool.
Yep.
But by allowing white privilege to take its route like that, it exposes what a problem it is. Yep. So the next time, it's going to be like, well, no, we can't trust anybody.
Yep.
We thought we could trust white folk, but we can't. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's funny how it actually ends up doing a disservice to itself.
But it's so retarded. Like, you got to know that white folk was the ones, you know. It's not like y'all never protested before and beat some shit up and broke some shit down because y'all didn't like the way it was going, i.e. the American Revolution, bro. But maybe I guess shit like that is just so far in the past you just forget about it. I don't know. But people, you gotta be ready for shit like this. 30,000 people come to your goddamn, or however many people, and that shit was crazy. I had turned on just a live stream while I was doing something. I can't remember what it was. And here we go with the dings. Let me go ahead and mute Facebook because somebody blowing my shit up.
Was it some Twitcher that you were watching?
Nah, it wasn't. I only go on YouTube for shit like that. So maybe I should start hitting up Twitch to see who's live streaming events and shit. But they've got, like, it's so hectic out there. Like, random people grabbing microphones or megaphones or something and just yelling shit out. Like, at one point, one dude was just yelling out about Israelites, and I couldn't piece together exactly what he was saying, but I kept hearing shit. He kept saying shit like the so-called Negro and the so-called Native American and Jews. And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Who gave him the microphone? Like, these people, but it shows me that a lot of times people just like to piggyback on to other causes as well, bro. Let me get out here and let me rile people up. Let me say what I got to say. I just want to be a part of a movement. And that shit is toxic, and that shit is scary, bro. Because some of y'all believe this, some of y'all believe that. All of y'all just want to fuck some shit up. And that's a recipe for disaster.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and that's like I'd seen this one guy. He was out there and he was just trolling with a mic.
I heard that guy.
Yeah,
it on an economic reset. Everybody gets $50,000. There was some funny stuff. There was like everybody
half off something.
I did not hear him. He had a megaphone or something.
Yeah. It was hilarious, and what
you say he said was?
Well, so one thing he had said was he wanted an economic reset, and everybody was going to get $50,000 for free or something. So something about mortgages. There was just a bunch of random shit he was saying where you're like, how does a mind come up with that?
Bro, why is it why is it Saucy Nugs cuz out there talking about chicken tenders again, bro? I will respect that.
Well, but so one thing that's actually kind of interesting, one of the streamers, I heard him go on ahead and he was talking to somebody and he was saying how, like, he woke up this morning and he had like 1,000, like over 1,000 more subscribers or followers than he had the previous day because he was following this stuff. And there's a lot of money in monetization of things like YouTube, Twitch, and all that jazz, right? So by you being a megaphone on this small, isolated, little stupid shit, you get all of this attention, all these new followers. You could skyrocket, and by perhaps there was only a few people who were really motivated to break into the Capitol and be on the House floor and shit like that. But if you go ahead and egg them on, and you got your live stream right there, your viewer count's going through the fucking roof.
Yep.
Then news sources like Reuters and everything, they're picking up your shit and then ending up directing more people to you and that sort of thing. So if you happen to have your phone going live while you're motivating other people to do this stupid shit, it could you can make a lot of money off it.
Yeah, which is trash.
You know what's weird? I was thinking today after all of the shit that was happening, the past year has been the intro 2 minutes of almost every disaster movie or like Armageddon movie.
Hell yeah.
Like how the world slowly just falls into pure chaos. And we're on those final little what are they called, montages, or the montage at the beginning that shows everything. So who knows? Mad Max may be a future story.
I was just telling my boy that like this is just one of the movies that show you the end and the beginning, and then be like, I bet you wondering how we got here. It all started 4 years ago. Like this is exactly what that shit looked like, bro. Like fucking White House burning, people busting in. Because I seen videos of them that glass ain't like the end. The glass that they was breaking through, they like taking sledgehammers to and gotta give it like boom, boom, boom. I've seen people walking around with police riot shields. Like, how'd you get that, bro? Like, damn, y'all playing a video game out there. Like, I just don't understand how. First of all, one life is too much, and so I'm really sad that 2 people lost their lives, bro. But I don't. It shouldn't get to that point because y'all shouldn't even have got to where y'all was at if you had the right security outside. And then once again, it's like what you said, Jake. You you motherfuckers. I don't know. It wouldn't even happen like that if somebody else was out there doing that shit. And it's so trash to me that you could fix your lips to talk so much shit all last year and then get your ass up and say Trump lost or Trump actually won. And we don't want y'all to count them votes. I don't get it.
Damn it.
Oh, was it set in 2021? Hilarious. We a little farther away to get to that point, though.
Yeah. I agree with you, Mike. One life is always one too many. And I'm not happy about that. But at the same time, I'm just like, take the L. Like,
yeah.
You literally invited this upon yourself. Like,
what are you fighting for? What you gonna do when you get in there? What's the end game, guys?
Yeah.
Is there like a secret button I can actually press to make Trump win, and that's the end game? No. So what is you running up in there, getting shot, actually doing? What is it doing?
Have you been following any of the tinfoil hat stuff or the grain of salt stuff going on with everything?
Break it down, because I see shit here and there, but I don't know exactly what you're talking about. So what?
So one of the stories I heard, and again, grain of salt, all that, was the initial breach was Antifa, and it was people just pouring in, and they were going for like Pelosi's hard drives, and they were planting IEDs and all that kind of stuff.
That's another thing. I definitely saw that there was an IED.
There was at least one, or two actually.
Have they confirmed that they actually found them? No, they did.
Yeah, I think like an hour ago they did.
Antifa, huh? That's what y'all want to blame it on. How many Antifa was there? Because all y'all was in that motherfucker. So what happened?
Well, at one point, one of the streams was saying that the Proud Boys were fighting Antifa. And I'm
I
just like,
saw
all right,
that.
whatever.
I saw the Proud Boys. I don't understand how y'all even know who these people be affiliated with anyway. They're not out there wearing jerseys. Like, this ain't basketball or football. I don't got the DC Proud Boys on my fucking back, bro. How do y'all know? How do y'all know?
Apparently, there is a an insignia for Antifa that some people have gotten tattooed on themselves. It's the hammer and sickle, I believe. Again, two cents. I'm going based off of who knows what idiot said something where.
Well, I think Antifa's like it's typically like these two flags that are laying over one another.
So
But
what you talking about? They have it tattooed on them or something, or what's up? Or they just
I'm sure
have it with them like a flag or something?
I mean, I wouldn't see why people who just in general are that radical in all cases wouldn't get something
Yeah.
like that tattooed on themselves.
Me neither.
well, I mean, it's still a certain sort of type, right? Like, I mean, if you're intellectually like really down, then you ain't gonna get shit tattooed because you don't want to go ahead and get locked up and go ahead and show them like who you are, right? You
What you
know.
mean?
Well, like, I mean, so
I mean, what you
essentially,
mean intellectually down? First of all, like if you're not smart or what?
well, no. If you are no, like if you're down for the cause,
Oh, okay.
And you have half of a brain, like the way you perceive the government, for example, and the police is they are the enemy. You don't want your enemy to go ahead and capture you and then know your affiliation. Let them go ahead and think that you're whoever. And then that also allows you to infiltrate other groups. So if you are Antifa, you can go ahead and infiltrate the Proud Boys and stuff because you weren't going ahead, like you're not marked up or anything, right? And then it allows you to act on that behalf to go ahead and attack that enemy. So like, but most of them aren't that smart, and there's plenty of them who are like tryhards and see it as a fad. So yeah, they want to get a tattoo to show that they are affiliated, but I don't know. It seems really dumb to me.
Yeah, I think that's true, but I think you might underestimate proudness a little bit as well because there's a lot of people who are smart but still get something tatted because they say I'm proud of this and I want everybody to know what I stand for. And in their heads, they don't plan on getting locked up anyway. So they, you know what I'm saying? Like ain't nobody. It's not going to be an issue in that regard because I'm too smart to get locked up. So, and if I do get locked up, I'll probably end up somewhere where somebody else recognizes what I'm doing, and I'll have a little click to be down with. So you right though. If a motherfucker was thinking properly, they wouldn't do it. But sometimes you know how I go, man. Your heart take over your mind in a good amount of occasions, especially depending on how old you are when you get into this type of shit. Speaking of that, I'm looking at the ages of the people out there, and I'm like, God damn, y'all need to be at the crib with y'all grandkids. Like, y'all still out here trying to fight the man, bro. Like, what the fuck? Go back to your. And I hate to say it, but most people in them crowds did not look like the intelligent type. Did not look like the smartest light bulbs in the haystack, if you know what I mean.
There was one dude who at the last DC push, they were basically shoving everybody out of the area. And one dude in a flag as a cape got pepper sprayed and like pushed over. And so at the end, they were like, what, like random people were cleaning out his eyes. He's like, yeah, it's the third time today. I'm like, you're an idiot.
Third
You get
time
sprayed once.
today.
Go home. You are not. Today's not your day. Go do something else.
Those type of guys, Waz, get back home, jump on Call of Duty, and brag to their friends. Yeah, I got sprayed. I got maced. Damn, I got maced 3 times today, 4 times today. Ain't nobody ever been maced as much as me. They get their Trump rhetoric on. I'm the most maced man in the history of America. Nobody's ever been maced as many times as me, as much as I have.
That is a platform I'd like to see.
The Mace Party. Maybe Mace could go ahead and run for president under that platform.
Bad boy.
I also love these bitch ass cucks such as my lovely U.S. Representative Tim Wahlberg, that little piece of frog-looking piece of shit.
Blaze his ass, then, Jake. Get him. Oh,
Dude,
WB
literally-
frog face having ass. Oh, Kermit
Literally-
lip having ass.
Literally yesterday, he had posted on Facebook. I had just seen it on Facebook. I don't really go to his Twitter often, but on Facebook yesterday, he had tweeted how he's going to resist this, how the election was stolen, and all of that shit. And now, so he's been inciting this. And now, once shit actually pops off, he deletes that post as if it never happened. And then he's going ahead and telling everyone that, they need to chill out, go home, this isn't right and all that sort of thing. No, go fuck yourself. You literally wanted this to happen.
Exactly.
Hmm.
I just don't
Fuck Tim Wahlberg.
understand the platform as well of the election was rigged thing. I just don't get it. The Supreme Court went through this shit. They did recounts in all the joints that y'all wanted to do recounts in. Do you believe in the justice system or not? Because on one hand, y'all telling me these people needed to be prosecuted. George Zimmerman was supposed to have gotten off. We believe these cops. I'm happy that they got off. The justice system did them right. So y'all believe in it when that type of shit happens. But when they come through and tell y'all that the motherfucker votes is right and that we went through it and counted them all again, and we saw no foul play, and the foul play that we did find was just miscounts, and all it was like 80 votes in these places when the motherfucker was leading you by 300,000. Y'all don't believe, y'all just pick and choose what y'all believe. Do y'all believe in the justice system or not, bro? That's all I want to know an answer, because this shit is irritating as fuck. And that y'all believe in it one second, don't believe it in the next. Tell motherfuckers to shut up 4 years ago. Now you can't shut up today. Which one is it, bro?
That's what a cult is, though,
That's
man.
what it's such a cult. That's crazy that you said that. When he went up there to talk today, when Trump went up there to talk today, I was like, God damn, this is a cult, bro. And it's scary because if he wanted to, he could, even without being president, he probably could still rally up a bunch of people and
Bro.
who knows what with him, bro.
Like, I know it's different out around your neighborhood, but like I got to take the back roads pretty much to go to Julia's parents, and there are literal Trump shrines.
Jesus Christ.
He's a religious figure to these people. It's absolutely insane to me. Like,
I skipped that part in Home Alone too. When Macaulay Culkin see Trump, I skipped that little 5 seconds, bro. I can't watch it. That's crazy.
Spiteful.
Yeah, spiteful. I can watch it. I'm just talking shit, but it's just crazy how, first of all, you've been a piece of shit your whole life. There's a lot of evidence, and people have been coming out talking about how you've done them dirty and fucking them over. But now somehow you made it to this precipice of just, it's scary, bro. It's scary to think that there's a possibility that he was behind stage saying, yes, this is what I wanted. And I can't wait for y'all to see the next chapter. Like, that type of shit. Like, are you a diabolical evil villain? Do we gotta call the Justice League? Nah, not Justice League, because DC been fucking up. Do we gotta call the Avengers?
yeah, but I mean, I think it's also a good thing to go ahead and just remind us that these types of people are out there, and that these types of people can manipulate things in such a way, like, people can be manipulated and twisted, and cults happen every day, and you could do it on a large platform such as this. I mean, it also goes ahead and shows that if you are a fucking sociopath, that you can go ahead and take advantage of things.
Yep.
But it's a nice little warning as well. Like, so we could get our defenses up.
Is this the first time that the Capitol building's ever been stormed upon?
I doubt it.
Yeah, I have to imagine that back in the 70s, some fucking boomer ass fucks went ahead and did the same thing.
Yeah, we got to do some research on that. But I feel like a guy like Trump, instead of feeling bad, he puts that as a notch. Look what I had these people doing. He puts that as a notch on his belt. Look what I had these people doing. I got them busting down the walls of DC for me, boy. Like,
Yeah, well, it's interesting to go ahead and read into some of the history of these extreme leftist groups back in the '60s and '70s, and how they were bombing places all over the place. They did typically go ahead and only bomb like very specific targets, and they would do it after hours, and there would be a warning telling like the janitors to get the fuck out of there. So like there was like it was only like property damage.
imagine going home and wife like, how was work? Oh, you ain't gonna believe this shit, baby. This motherfucker came in and told me to get out. I put my bucket down and left. I couldn't do that. You ain't gotta tell me twice. You said
Hit it
what?
with
You
that
said
Oprah,
leave? You said leave? Oh shit, all right. That bitch blew up 10 minutes later, baby. I can't lie.
But like the federal building in Ann Arbor, it was bombed back in the either '60s or '70s by a U of M student terrorist group.
Imagine being a U of M student terrorist group. Y'all got caught so.
Well, and like they were on the FBI watch list. It was their name was the Weather Underground Organization.
Terrible
which
name.
was oh yeah, fucking awful.
Weather Underground Organization.
Yeah.
The WUO? Trash. You gotta when you come up with a name. This is for everybody who coming up with names for their organizations. You gotta have an acronym in there that spells a word, bro. Or it's gotta make sense, bro. Yeah, so this shit is crazy, y'all. Speaking of crazy, I got a Judge That Nudge for you, Jake, that just kind of summarizes everything that's been going on in Capitol Hill. Can you pull that up for us, Wazzy? And cheers, boys. Cheers to.
I'm almost out of cheers.
It's okay.
Before
you press play,
you mind sending me the link because Wazzy's not showing up for me at the moment.
All right, you gonna send it, Waz? You want me to?
Yeah.
Yeah, to what? Which one? Yeah, to what? Yeah, send it.
I said yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you say. I'll send it. Before we wrap this up, humans, Americans, we are. Pause it.
I'm trying.
We are resilient. We've been through a lot of shit. So this will not be the end of us. We just have to make sure that whatever we do next is a step towards becoming stronger and a more united nation. I just look at you two boys and how different we all are, but we just still cool. We still love each other. We still fuck with each other. And I just be wondering, why the fuck can't everybody just be cool, bro? I don't know.
There's a lot of anger and a lot of violence in our country right now, and anger begets anger and violence begets violence. So it's a process that until people learn to release anger and frustration in a can't think of the word, but in a good way, in a
positive manner.
Yeah, in a healthy, positive way, we're gonna keep running into issues. It's too much anger.
Because, and I like what you said about the Marxist stuff, Jake. Not that I'm out here suggesting that we go to Marxism, but
oh hell no.
But there's a conflict, and then there's a resolution, and let's get to that resolution. And because this can go either two ways, it can just keep escalating till we are in Mad Max times, or we're going to figure out what's going on, settle down, and move forward. Actually, there's a third way. There's a way where everybody just kind of accept what's going on, but still have, whatever side just keeps this bottled up anxiety and plots for revenge. But hopefully, we don't have to go through that.
Nobody's ever taught how to manage, or at least I never was, how to manage anger. I mean, you're supposed to get that while growing up. Maybe I just got fucked out of that, but
Nah, I never was taught no great way, Mike, when you get mad, do this. I've never heard that sentence in my life.
Well, no, so that's a big thing. I think men over the past few generations, at least here in the U.S., have not been educated on how to like regulate their emotions,
Yeah.
such as anger. And that's something that's been lacking. And how I can't, I pray I have a son so that I could go ahead and be like, no, bro, this is what you're feeling,
Yeah.
and this is how you go ahead and deal with it and shit. And one of those things is, like Wazzy was saying, like the anger. But one thing that I think really helps is being heard. And there's a lot of these people out there who, I mean, they themselves, whether we want to go ahead and believe it or not, they're hurting.
Yep.
And they don't feel heard. They've been hearing politicians call them degenerates, and I can't remember what it was Clinton had called them, but they've been on a wide, and I mean, I don't disagree with going ahead and referring to them like that, but that doesn't go ahead and help heal things.
Yeah.
So then if we don't want to help heal things, if we don't want to love our neighbor who is one of these people down at Capitol Hill, if we don't want to do that, then what is it that what is the end game? What is it that we do want? To eradicate them?
No.
That's really what it comes down to, I think,
Yeah.
is that we either have to love them or accept the fact that we want to eradicate them. And I don't think anybody actually wants to go that far. So that means that we need to go ahead and
Because you would
open
want to
up.
be Hitler, then.
Exactly. So
You don't.
we got to listen and help people heal and help them grow, because then we all come up together, right?
Yeah. The issue, and this is the final point, the only issue is everybody doesn't respond to everything the same way. So these guys down in Capitol Hill, like I said before, it seems like you don't want to listen to nobody else's feelings, but you want your feelings to be heard. So I can only go so far to bring you back towards me. You actually have to grab. If I put my hand out to save you, Jake, and you falling off a cliff, you gotta fucking put your hand up to grab it, and then for me to help you up. If you just gonna sit there hanging off the cliff and leave your arm down, there's nothing I can do for you, bro. And it seemed like a lot of these people will rather just fall off the cliff than accept help from somebody else, dog. So I don't know how you navigate past a situation like that, but what I can say is, especially if you go to church and if you listen to your pastor, all you can do is your part. So I'll extend the hand and I'll let you know how you being a hypocrite, but I'll also listen to what you saying, so we can try to come along and get to an agreement. But if you don't even want to meet me halfway, there's nothing I can do. But I'll go my halfway and then see what you do after that. I play that judge, that nudge.
Why is there no volume?
You got your shit, Jake.
Yeah.
Right.
I got mine muted so that I'll use your audio cues to start mine.
Is it playing or just not on my end?
Nah, I don't hear nothing.
It was working before we started and I changed nothing.
That's
Give me
funny.
one moment here. Firefox, why did you reset? No, I don't want to log in. Sorry.
Technical difficulties.
All right.
Hold on, let me.
Damn it, Wazzy!
I know.
Damn it.
I'm disappointed in me too.
There it is.
All right, I'm ready when you are.
Alrighty, go to web. There we go.
Capitol Hill, everybody. Whoa, what was that?
That's
Bro,
gonna be a gang war,
all right,
right?
so break it
That
down,
is?
Jake. There's some great moments in this video, Jake, and I just want
I
you to
love that woman in the red.
Okay, yes. Yep. Shout out to old girl in the red. I want you to see if you see everything I see. Run it back again from the top, Wazzy.
Just watch the bottom right here for a second.
Yeah. Homeboy with the chopsticks there.
No, like a beer bottle, like the very top of a beer bottle just appears out of nowhere.
In the bottom right corner.
At
That lady
12,
in the red is
okay,
so scared.
at 12 seconds, Jake. And I'm starting
Oh yeah,
now.
yep. I see.
What else you peep, Jake? Come on, keep it coming.
So I mean,
Bro throws a boiling pot of pho on that man's back, bro.
yeah, I was just about to say that. I love how he just goes ahead and grabs it and tosses it.
Watch this guy. I want to know what his plan is. He just walks off with like.
He just turned around and walked away. Jeez.
I love at 7 seconds in, you got like the shot of the person holding the chopsticks there.
Yep. Bro, shit is just table just get beat up.
I can get it all the way up to 540p.
All the way up there. That's high quality.
Man, what is it here? Where is it?
This video is one of those. The more I stare at it, the weirder it gets.
Can I get a waffle, bro? They breaking plates in the background.
Oh yeah. I love at 12
Look
seconds.
at my man's in the chair.
Look at the chair. No.
At 12 seconds, the way he comes down with his fist.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know, man. That's a whole lot of something.
A whole lot of something. I got a whole lot of something.
I like the guy like recording. He's like, I just want some of my soup.
Right.
I've got a beer bottle randomly in my food.
That's definitely like the triad putting lunch in the wrong place, right?
Oh
yeah. That's Capitol Hill. I just need y'all to understand that black people are not the only motherfucking people on earth that tear some shit up and when they get upset, bro. We got our Asian brothers out here fucking up the faux shop. We got our white brothers out here fucking up Capitol Hill, and it's not a race thing. It's just a motherfucking anger and ignorance thing. That's all I need y'all to know.
It really is. I find it refreshing to see white folks going ahead and tearing shit up in a situation that's not related to like a college basketball game or something like that, you know? I mean, because we do it so often that it's just been normalized.
I as well, bro. I enjoy. It's refreshing like a nice spring water. That's what. Yeah.
Well, and here's one of the things that irritated me about all of this shit today of all days is that
we had a podcast on it and can't even really simmer it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's that because like, okay, it was the day. So what happens when the sun goes down?
Mm-hmm.
And then also, you know, what is this going to look like come the weekend?
Oh, man.
You know, because you remember the first days of Minneapolis, like the first day was something, but it wasn't what it grew into.
Yeah.
Once
again, I know I understand the Minneapolis comparison, Jake, but this ain't Minneapolis, bro. This is the fucking state capital. Where's the goddamn pepper spray? Where's the rubber bullets? Where's the real bullets? Where's the officers at to keep you from getting? Huh?
All of that was out there today.
Did they use it?
Oh yeah.
I didn't see none of that being used, bro.
They were shooting paintball guns with pepper balls in them at people, and they were macing people.
Before or after they got in there? I didn't see that though.
Oh, this was all after. This was after probably 3:30, 4 o'clock. They started really like locking shit down.
Okay. Yeah, I need. Yeah, I just don't understand why you.
Like
You
they
gonna
weren't
wait
just
till you
letting,
break into my shit. All right.
they weren't just like letting people like prance around and just go in whatever office they want and stuff. They were locking it down once the initial surge like dropped down. There was still a couple
I've
things
seen
going on.
videos where it looked like people was prancing around, but
I
I
mean,
understood why, because it was like 30 people and then only 2 cops there, and it was like, all right, we either do something in this motherfucker, or we get our ass whooped. So I'm not blaming them for letting motherfuckers kind of walk past them, but it's crazy.
Well, so one small group of people had found some scaffolding on one of the, I think, side or backs, and they had used that to get up to like a second story to get in. Which why is there
Parkour.
scaffolding? Just
That parkour,
Yeah,
wow, bro.
parkour is crazy.
Um,
I forgot.
but
what
yeah,
I was
no, like
saying.
today of all days is the feast day of the Theophany, which I actually learned today that the Armenians celebrate Christmas today.
Oh,
So
okay.
and then like the Serbians and the Russians and stuff, they all celebrate Christmas tomorrow.
Mm.
So I'm like, why we got to deal with this sort of drama on feast
Christmas,
days, man? Like, yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah.
I want to ask y'all if y'all ever be embarrassed to Google shit.
nope.
Define embarrassed.
Do you ever find yourself hesitant
I mean,
to
it's
Google
usually
something? Just
it's
something come to
using-
your mind, you just be hesitant like to even Google it.
there are times I will use incognito mode, but I wouldn't say I'm embarrassed. I don't want that on my history.
I'm with Wazzy there.
But why?
Because it usually it's groups of words in an order that 99% of the time isn't good to type, but
So
for the specific reason I'm looking, it makes sense.
Is this only on your work computer, or do you do this on your personal computer as well?
I only do that on my personal computer. Anything somewhat sketch.
So that's what I'm saying. Why? Who else is gonna be looking at your personal computer? Why?
hold up. I'm gonna send you guys
AdSense.
something
You
because
said
I got
what?
a perfect example of this today.
What you say, Wise?
AdSense stuff. It tracks what you
Oh,
search and what you're
you
looking
still think incognito protect you from?
for. No, it doesn't protect me from it, but whatever I search doesn't get automatically added into every feed possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you think incognito?
I got it.
So I had seen somebody had given Justin a shirt that had that logo on it. And Justin's like, "Oh, cool, Volkswagen." And he didn't realize that was a Third Reich Nazi eagle. So he was just wearing the shirt. And he wore on an episode of our podcast, actually the latest one. And so I wanted to go ahead and find this image to send to the guys at work, but I did not want to Google Nazi Volkswagen logo.
Yeah, I can see that. There are certain word combinations that you just don't want attached to your name.
Bro, this is what I'm saying. So this is what made me think of that, y'all. I'm sitting here thinking, listen, this is your fucking computer. Nobody else is gonna look at this shit. Like I'm thinking in my head, the AdSense shit, maybe. Okay, but I just don't want to Google it. So let me tell y'all what I was about to Google, but I didn't Google. I wanted to find out how you bleach your asshole. I want to know about bleached assholes. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. I was up late night, and then I was thinking about Yu-Gi-Oh. Y'all gotta follow me on this one.
I'm following. I'm trying to follow, but
y'all gotta follow me.
Yeah, I'm here.
I was thinking about Yu-Gi-Oh, And then I
Mhm.
was thinking about how he cheated so much in the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh. He wasn't supposed to win none of his matches. They just made up rules during their card games, and then he kept winning shit. So then cheating in Yu-Gi-Oh turned to cheating in a relationship. And I was like, damn, how do people cheat in these day and age? Right? And because the simple fact is that at a certain age of 28, 29, 30, most people you meet is either with somebody or they not. And if you are with somebody, how are these motherfuckers, how you cheating with somebody else? I just don't get it, because I can't bring you back to my house because I'm with somebody and she might come home at any minute. And then knowing how bummy you is, you single at 30 and shit. I don't want to say that. But most times people don't have a house like Wazzy got and they own shit together. Most times these people still living in their parents' house. Like, where I'm gonna go to have sex with you? In a car? We gotta buy a motel, we gotta buy a hotel. Then that took me to this episode of Community I just watched where Jeff, and then I was like, you feel comfortable showing this new person your body naked? Then it took me to this episode of Community I just watched where Jeff Winger was playing pool naked, and he pulled his motherfucking drawers off, and then he was hitting the last ball into the corner pocket, and he lifted his leg up, and everybody behind him was just looking at his asshole. And I was like, that motherfucker got confidence in his asshole. Did he bleach his asshole? Then I was like, damn, how do you bleach your asshole? And I wanted to Google and figure out what is
My guess is it's a
is it
very
real
similar
bleach?
Yeah, so it's probably, I'm assuming, because I have bleached my hair, it's like a paste.
Assuming.
Yeah, assuming.
So you're probably just shoving it with the bleach paste into your butthole, and but I'm guessing because I'm not putting bleach on my asshole.
Because guys got hairy asses. So for you to just throw your ass in the air in a circle like Jeff did, you got to be super proud, super proud of that ass that you got. And I'm like, only guys I know proud of their ass like that they got shaved and waxed and bleached butts. And I'm like, I don't want to Google that. But then I'm like, why don't you want to Google that, motherfucker? It's your computer. Shalana don't check your computer. Your mama don't check your computer no more. You know what I'm saying? Your son not old enough to be on your computer. The only person that's gonna know about your Google search is you and Google. So what you so scared of? But then I'm like, I know what I'm scared of. Because the same shit y'all said, that FBI come knocking on your door and be like, Mr. Jackson, we gotta talk to you about that bleach buttholes you've been licking.
You're gonna open up Facebook and get 4 advertisements for bleaching products.
And then I'm watching Criminal Minds, and they be like, Felicity, can you look up how much what his last Google searches was? And I can just only imagine my wife die, and now they checking my shit like, yes, sir. The last thing he's been Googling was anime titties, bleached buttholes, and
And how to get away with killing your wife.
I don't need that. Like, sir, we know, Michael, Mr. Jackson, we know you're a fucking perv. Bleach buttholes. You want to know why? You want to know how to bleach buttholes? Cuff them. This is a closed case. Like, I just don't need that in my life, bro. But why? But seriously, why the fuck we be scared to Google shit that's just gonna be between us and Google?
I mean, because it's between you and Google, bro. Like, and it's not like it's just between you and Google. You know, it goes through the ISP and shit like that. So
the motherfuckers at Comcast, like, look at this freaky bitch.
I mean, I know a couple of guys who work in the Comcast call centers, and yeah, they say that they're constantly looking at people's internet traffic. So I believe it.
Christ. Oh, you just scared all our listeners.
Well, that's why they should go ahead.
Everybody's mom already thinks that, man.
Well, they should. That's why they should not do anything on the internet other than go ahead and watch us and the Bullshit Snake Oil podcast, and not do anything else. You know.
Yep. So that was my mindset at 2:30 in the morning. What was you
Fair enough. Oh, I was going to say, when I worked for John Deere Landscapes, I worked in the sort of IT portion, but weekly I had to look at our watchdog to see what kind of sites people were were going to, and there were word combinations I was not expecting, like one-armed stuff. I'm like, these are very niche, usually porn things that people are looking for, or they were just like pop-up ads, but like.
Hold on, you talking about people looking up big booty one armed lady? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like weird combinations of words in orders that usually don't make sense.
I want the extra thick milkshake with one arm.
I wanted to have no legs so I could just get up in there. You see?
I want her to have one leg but no knees.
Oh my God, Waz. That's funny. What the fuck are y'all doing at John Deere where you gotta look at people's shit anyways, bro?
So these were. It was a John Deere Landscapes was it's like a retail chain type thing. So these were all people who were managers of their store, who had open access on the internet, because it was that was 20 years ago. No. 18 years ago.
You can trust managers. I mean, they're always so busy actually doing work.
Yeah, exactly. How could you ever look up porn when you got so much work to do? And you're actually doing it. That's fucking hilarious, bro.
18 years ago, you said?
Yeah, I think I was like 20 at the time. I couldn't drink yet, so I must have been like 20.
That's funny.
No, like I don't know how much you want to elaborate on this, but like it's like the John Deere, right? Like related to the John Deere.
It's like an offshoot of it. It was. I think it's owned by John Deere it's owned by John Deere, I believe, but it's run completely separately.
Okay.
If I remember correctly. Again, I was an intern there for 90 days exactly, I believe. So
you did your time, brother. That's all we could ask for.
Yeah, they got some sharp ass tractors.
Yeah, them bitches. When I seen the prices of them, I'm like, oh, you gotta be rich to have. I thought this was just some hick shit for a long time. I'm like, you gotta be a little hick to have this. Nah, buddy, you better have you some guapo Rooney.
There's a reason why you inherit a tractor, bro. And then you work your ass off to keep her running.
I was like, God damn, when I seen them prices. It's a car. What the fuck? Oh man, but that's funny.
It's a dream of mine to own enough property to warrant something like a tractor.
Yeah, to warrant like actually needing that shit. I feel you.
That's just such a big cool toy.
Yeah,
you know, like, and I mean, you don't even need like a combine and all that sort of shit, you know, but just a badass tractor would be enough, man.
So where does a sit-down lawnmower fit into that?
Them bitches expensive too.
I'm not interested at all in a sit-down lawnmower.
I am.
Or even like I mean, I really, I mean, at least right now, I really enjoy the push lawnmower.
Bro, your knees and back, as much as you enjoy it, Jake, you got 2 years tops still being able to do that. You're done, bro.
No, but see, that's what I gotta do. I gotta go
done, bro.
It can't be done yet. It can't be done. I gotta go ahead and. I can't.
Done,
I can't.
bro.
I can't.
You out of here, bro.
Yeah.
That shit's used. If you took your shit, if you look up your Kelly Blue Book right now, you're gonna be real disappointed.
Right there, Mike. Right there.
You're gonna be real disappointed in your value, bro. I promise that. Your shit done.
You know, I don't know that you're wrong, but
do they
I'm willing to try and prove you wrong.
Do they even have KBB prices for the state that Jake's in? I thought it was only like used and new.
Wazzy, at least they got at least my mustache grows in.
He gotta throw a jab in there. Oh, shit.
I'm a spiteful bitch, Wazzy.
I know.
Shit. Oh shit. Go, hey, get up and do some jumping jacks, Waz. Show him something he can't do. Show his ass some jumping jacks.
Wait.
Don't you
I can
do it,
stand
Waz.
up without complaining.
Waz, you bitch.
Bro, he stood up and
bitch.
sat down. One motion, no sound. I dare you.
Oh,
How dare you, bro?
y'all really gotta do me like this, huh?
Bro, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Oh, that's why your ass wasn't at the Capitol, boy. Your back couldn't take it. You like, y'all gonna be standing out there for how long? Nah, I'll catch the next one.
Oh,
I'll watch the live stream. Oh shit.
You know, Mike, you say that, but like, I'll be at church and we're standing like, and it's like an hour into the service, and I'm standing. And I'm like, I can't wait for this homily, because boy, this back needs to sit on down.
That's just hilarious. I want us to get into back and leg issues and shit. Not really issues, but it seems like if you're at church every Sunday standing for an hour and a half, you should eventually just start getting used to it and getting better at it to the point where that hour and a half ain't shit. But
Well, I mean, so it depends on the day.
Yeah.
But there's times where like like
Y'all got me
during
crying, bro. God damn.
during certain prayers, like there'll be bows and stuff like that, and I'll go ahead and like man, my back ain't feeling right. I'm gonna make sure to do a deep bow, get a little stretch going on, and I'll go ahead and bow, and I hear pop, 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 pop. And I'm like, damn.
I wonder what the people around you be saying.
Well, that's the nice thing. That's the nice thing about COVID, social distancing. So, like, there's plenty of space that no one can hear my ass popping over here.
Your ass popping? They can't hear your ass popping? You over there popping that
Well,
ass?
It's popping, but it ain't clapping.
Pop that.
They
probably thought he was just like crop dusting. It wasn't popping.
Like this nasty motherfucker. Farting in the Lord's name.
Yeah,
when
I'm praying in church, I say, "Lord have mercy." I mean it. That's coming from deep down there, like,
have mercy on my soul.
my soul, my body, and everything in between.
Pull up that album, Wazzy. God damn. Oh my God. This is exactly what I wanted, for us to talk about that stupid ass bullshit in DC and then just get to laughing and having a good time. I needed that. Oh man.
Okay, so OBS seems to have fucked something up.
It's okay. I can pull it up on my screen and it'll look the same.
Oh, here we go.
If you got it. Okay.
What the what?
Where?
Oh, funny.
And try one more thing. There we go. This guy.
Perfect. Y'all mind having a little more in-depth conversation about music during this segment?
I don't mind.
I would be very offended, Mike.
Depending on how long it is, I might have to pee.
Yeah, we actually keep a really good time. So yeah, I do got some questions, and I just want to go over a couple things that I noticed while listening to this album, and get to some of the psychology of this music shit. So Wazzy, break down why this was, and actually you're right. Let's just take a quick break. And then
we're taking a quick break.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll knock this out. Cherry Grove was so fucking poor that we couldn't afford our own gym for a college basketball team, so we had to go to a fucking rented out gym in Highland Park. The most this how hood Highland Park was. We went to practice one morning. Our practices would be at like 6 in the morning, 6 to like 8. Or 6 to like 7:30, because most dudes had classes around 8:30. Went to practice, came outside, coach's car was gone. Motherfucker stole our coach's car right from out front of the damn gym while we was hooping, y'all. And this was our coach Donahue. This man he just passed away. He was 97 when he passed away a couple months ago. He was he was like 80 something when he was coaching me, bro. Still coaching, dog. One of the most winningest coaches in Michigan too. So rest in peace, Coach Donahue. But they stole your Lincoln, buddy. Yeah, and that was the funniest, most disrespectful shit I ever seen in my life. Okay. Bullet for My Valentine, The Poison. Wazi, break down why you made this as your selection for this week's episode of No Consensus Podcast.
So, Bullet for My Valentine, they were a band that I found shortly after As I Lay Dying. As I Lay
Nice.
Dying kind of got me into the heavier, screamo-y, more aggressive type of sound. But this album was actually the album that got me into like metalcore sound, which is mixing the screamos and the more poppy sounds. This one has a lot of acoustic sound in it as well. And I like I have music ADHD, so I need like differences in music. I've realized, and most of these songs do that to a certain extent. I actually went to go see them live. There was a concert at Kobo called Taste of Chaos, which had Avenged
Kobo.
Sevenfold, Betray You, Bullet for My Valentine, Dragon Force, and a couple other bands. And me and a buddy of mine, or actually my roommate at the time and his girlfriend, we went to that, and Bullet for My Valentine was the main reason I went to go see. I also like Betray You and Avenged Sevenfold and Dragon Force. I don't know. It's one of those things where I like the energy. They're a Welsh band, I believe, and they tend to lean a little bit more heavy metal-y than like screamo-y. So they have a lot of old roots. There was some good guitar work that reminded me of the Goo Goo Dolls for some reason, which is also one of the albums that I'll get into down the road. But yeah, it's a music it's music that I connected. It was the first time I really connected with other people over music. Because usually I like things that were either pop punk or not the in music at the time. So yeah, this is the first time I've done a lyric listen through, and I feel like they should reorder some of these songs because some turn out kind of creepy. There was definitely a lot more creepiness in the album than I had originally thought, but um, it did kind of paint a story. And I will say, I got a hint of that story mode you guys talked about. I can't remember. I think it was 10 Years Today I was listening to. It was either that or The Poison, and I kind of got a glimmer of what listening in story mode is, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So it's something I'm still working on, but yeah, it's I enjoy. Sorry.
What do you mean story mode?
So MJ was saying, can't remember which rap album. I want to say Food and Liquor.
Kendrick. No, it was Kendrick's.
What was it, Kendrick? And you were saying, when you turn it on, you hop into story mode, and that doesn't make sense to me because I don't have that framework. But I'm starting to recognize what it could be. So hopefully this will help me out with rap down the road and be more into it if I can get the same enjoyment out of it
Okay.
that you guys do. But yeah, overall, Tears Don't Fall was my favorite song on this album. I really loved the first half, but Tears Don't Fall was the song that got me into them. Don't think I really have much else about it other than at the time in my life, a lot of these songs made sense for me to be really into because it came out in 2005, I believe.
Yep. Go ahead, Jake.
I mean, honestly, like I didn't really do my due diligence here. I just got around to listening to it yesterday. And I was expecting a lot more of like the screaming sort of clean vocal dichotomy, and I was surprised not to get that as much as I was expecting at all. I've literally never listened to Bullet for My Valentine before, even though I've heard a shit ton about them. They had a huge fan base, and I knew tons of people who were all about them. And there's just something about how, like, they would hype them up so much. I was like, yeah, no, I'm all right. But I really enjoyed this album, and I didn't take. I was planning on going ahead and listening to it again and actually taking notes. So that first time, which was the only time I got around to, I didn't take any notes. As you would say, it was a little bit of a vibe check. I really enjoyed how that intro came in, though. I do recall that the intro I
Hell
really
yeah.
liked. I just went ahead and clicked on Tears Don't Fall, and I get a lot of AFI vibes.
I can see
Um,
that.
and
What's
I never
AFI?
it
It's a
was it
bit.
was a yeah, it was another band from around the same time, and
Oh,
I
that shit was
never
just called AFI. I thought it was
I think it's
initials.
an acronym for something, but I can't remember
Yeah,
what it is. A Fire Inside.
let me
Yeah,
look it
a
up. You keep
fire
talking.
inside. That's what it is. Go ahead.
But I never really got into AFI. I've literally never listened to an album, but all of their music videos, like their singles and stuff, I had heard quite a few of them, and I always really enjoyed them and get a lot of really similar vibes with Tears Don't Fall. But the nice thing about it is that it doesn't feel like formulaic or like a copy. It just happens to have a similar sort of sound and vibe. But I also do remember that the last track as well, the end. Um, I don't know what it was about it, but I really enjoyed the shit out of that. And I just hit play on it, and there's a fucking ad going. Oh yeah, now another fucking ad. Hold on one second.
It's got a good music video too. I recommend watching it.
See, I didn't listen. I didn't look at any music videos. The playlist I had. Usually, the playlists I pull up go ahead and have. If there's a video, they typically have the video in there, but that was not the case this time. Um, I apologize that I didn't go ahead and actually take any real notes, but it's an album that I really want to go back to. And now, how does this reflect upon the rest of their discography, though?
I like this song the best. Their next album, Scream Aim Fire, the lead singer, I think they're like 18 in this, or like 18 to 20, so pretty young. When Scream Aim Fire comes out, it's a couple years later, or maybe it's 2 albums later. But his voice is different, and they have a different energy. It's not bad. It's a different energy to their music. So this is my favorite album from them. But there are really good songs in most of their other albums.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and really open up to them and check them out because it's funny that you mentioned Avenged Sevenfold because I've heard plenty of their singles and I've never been a fan. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the people.
They have that puddle of mud vibe to them where you're like, okay, you're good at music, but the people who like you overhype you way too much type of thing. Like,
Okay, yeah.
I like Avenged Sevenfold music, and each of their albums have a completely different sound. As what's his name, Shaddix, as he gets older, and they go into different music styles. But all of their albums sound different. So I think their biggest thing is the ICP or Puddle of Mud, Nickelback type thing, where it's people hating because other people are so into it.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, because I was never really able to get into them, and I actually just pulled up Backcountry and I listened to a little segment of it. I'm like, yeah, not feeling you, bro. But no, I actually really enjoyed this whole damn album, and I was actually pissed that I wasn't able to get around to it a second time today. So I appreciate it, man. Like,
I enjoy it.
I would not have listened to it otherwise. So
Good. Mikey? I would listen to an entire album made up of, well, I mean, if you listen to anything Apocalyptica, you'll get that vibe anyways. They did some great work in, I think it was late 90s, early 2000s with, who was it? 3 Days Grace had a great song. They did a bunch of collaborations. I highly recommend looking up Apocalyptica and listening to all of their stuff because they're amazing cellists. Yeah, almost all of their stuff has that cello-y, deep, drawn sound type of thing. Yeah.
well, I got
You,
it playing right now. So
you have to you I have to look up lyrics. So I basically I'll do my vibe check and then I'll go through each song, pull up the lyrics, and then play that song. So I yeah, I there are very few songs after a vibe check that the lyrics are completely different. So something like Bullet by Hollywood Undead, very poppy, very happy tune talking about suicide. So like those types of songs, when the vibe and the lyrics don't line up, I'll miss those. But 95 to 98% of the time, my vibe check and what the general point of the song is are fairly similar. I don't know, unconsciously, like I can tell you the entire lyrics to a song and not tell you what it's about. Like I can know every single word in a song. Like the song "Somebody Told Me." Somebody told me that you had a boyfriend that looked like a girlfriend that I had in February. I know all of those words. I have no idea what he's actually saying though. Uh, so that is so that's kind of how I go through music. So usually my vibe check and then the lyric check is kind of that little icing on a cake, or the little sprinkling.
I'm not. Well, he catches it. It's just the comprehension, right?
Yeah. I mean, when it's just okay. So in Tears Don't Fall, the lyrics are your tears don't fall, they crash around me. I didn't understand what that was until I listened to this album with the lyrics. Like they were just words that meant strong sadness, because tears don't fall, they crash. But like your tears don't fall, they crash around me is a much more powerful statement. Um, so it's that kind of thing. And I was thinking for Jake a couple weeks ago when he had said he kind of wanted to get the idea. When I'm doing a vibe check, I'm I'm mentally thinking of the emotion somebody has to be in to make the noises that they just made. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
And that is how I listen to music, is I feel the emotion that somebody would have to be in to make the noises that they make.
Comprehension. You have to hear the lyrics in order to comprehend them, and I don't hear them. No, honestly, it's incredibly frustrating to me. And it's something that I'm probably a little self-conscious about. To be honest, because oh yeah, oh yeah, I guarantee it. Um,
But you
it's
know
it,
what rap songs are about. I don't. I hear
well,
words.
literally every album that Mike has sent us, I've already heard like at least a dozen times. Um,
I I've heard some of these hundreds of times and still didn't know exactly what they were about.
but like yeah, so but yeah, so like I don't think that there's been a single album that Mike has tossed our way that I haven't already been exposed to like quite a lot. Um, well, yeah, foster the people, but like I don't think I had a whole lot to say about that neither, though. but, but yeah, so I've already been familiar with a lot of those stories and stuff, but like for example, this is my first and only time listening to a single Bullet for My Valentine song. I haven't even listened to any of their singles before. Um, so what was it here? Yeah, so for me, it's a lot more about the music and like a generic raw sort of energy. Um, I used to play the drums and I also have a bit of a affinity for the bass. I've played the bass very, very little, like maybe a week's worth. So, but like, it's something that I vibe with, and when I hear it, especially like a stand-up bass, I really enjoy a stand-up bass. Um, but that's much more of an intuit sort of thing, and not so much of an intellect sort of thing. It's much more of a feeling the vibe, feeling the rhythm, and moving with it. And honestly, that's one of the things that I enjoy predominantly about rap. It isn't about the lyrical content for me, but it's the rhythm of the voices, the da 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 da, and that sort of thing. I hear it as a percussive instrument. I hear it like drums, and the way that that flows in with the rest of the music is what I'm picking up on and enjoying than the actual story itself. So I could go ahead and like this. Hold on, let me think for a second here. Like just to go ahead and remember the chorus for that Rick Astley song.
Never
Um,
gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
that's all I got. For one, after struggling to recall it, all
Never
that's
gonna run
all I
around
have.
and hurt you.
What was that next line, Wazzy?
Never gonna run around and desert you.
Yep, yeah, I
Never
was done.
gonna
There's no way that I would pull that out of my ass. Never gonna.
uh, desert you is after hurt you. Yeah,
But
or but yeah, I can't remember.
yeah, so like I could go ahead and if I struggle for a song that I've heard a million times that's very popular, um, I could go ahead and maybe pull out those two lines, um, and then after that it's completely done. I don't think there's a single song out there that I for one know all the lyrics to, let alone actually comprehend. Um, so when I'm listening to music, I'm hearing the music and the beat and the rhythm and all that jazz, and then I may tune into, oh, that was an interesting bar there, but then I tune out like that. I got like fucking ADHD.
You know what's interesting? You had said that the cadence of rap is what keeps you interested,
Hmm.
and it's the exact opposite for me. It's the similar cadence over and over again that I just tune out and I get bored. So
But
that's
see,
interesting.
but just like a drum set, like it'll be like boom pop boom pop boom pop boom boom pop, so like it will be similar, but like if you really focus on it long enough, like yeah, it's repeating the similar rhythm, and then boom, it makes a little twist on you. And it I don't know, maybe I'm um a fan of the monotony enough because of the drums, but
I mean, it's possible.
why is that, Mikey?
Mhm.
Mm. Right. I mean, it's not a this or that. It's like a all and above, right? Um. Mhm. So for me, part of the difficulty for me is that I just can't go ahead and process like all that information that quickly. I'm slow over here, bro. You know, it's stuff.
in
So
in
when
rap
I'm
or just in general?
in general, in all of my life, uh,
Just yes.
um, it's not this or that, Wazzy. It's all the above. But so I find it a lot easier for me to go ahead and just bob my head and feel that in a split second than to go ahead and hear what they're saying, let alone the meaning of what they're saying, let alone combining that with the music itself. So it's like I know I can do that, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this. You know what I mean? Now if I go ahead and really dive in and start studying it, but then at that point it becomes much more of me studying the matter, and which is definitely worthwhile and everything. And I mean I've done that with like Lupe and shit, but it just that's such a commitment at that point. Whereas I feel for you, Mike, I feel like you can process that data a lot more quickly, you know, and it's been absolutely but yeah, and it's been stupid to me where like these things come in and out of my consciousness like I will not be able to tell you a single DMX song right now. Um and then
Really?
what's that?
I was just when you said that, it reminded me of the song Black or White, just out of nowhere. No, no, DMX had a black and white video that I remember where he's throwing at people. I think it was called like Black or White or something. I should look it up.
But then like at some it'll be like 11:15 on a Thursday, and I just went ahead and got done taking off my left sock, and like five, not even the whole hook, but like a quarter of it will go ahead and pop into my head, but like when we would work together, like I would go ahead and like have something like that randomly pop in my head, and I would just say it out loud because I knew that you would pick up on it, and you were always the funny thing to me all the time was just how you would take that and run with it and then say like the rest of like the verse that followed it, and I'm like I cannot comprehend that, but like anything I suppose that there's a natural inclination, like a natural talent sort of thing, but then in addition to that like a training and an exercise in order to expand upon that, right?
I mean, I've been playing music since I was like 5, so some of that natural stuff is going to come through. But it's funny that there's a progression from Jake to me to Mike, where Jake doesn't know the lyrics, so he can't understand them. I know them, but I don't understand them at all. And then Mike can actually process them in somewhat real time. So,
Mike's autistic ass over here, like, oh.
God damn it,
Fucking Rain Man with
understanding
words.
I gotta watch it. I heard it was good. Four words is a big one. Four words is a big one. Yeah. So yeah. I don't believe I have Northern England and Ireland. I don't think I have Welsh. No, I do. I have Flemish. I do have Flemish.
Flanders.
Nordic melodic metal is amazing.
Oh yeah, that shit wild.
It's on
I
you.
hope so. Oh, okay, yeah, yep. See, again, I'm familiar with this too. That's a good choice. I like that. What did NERD stand for? Never ever really die? Get that Pharrell. Oh, okay.
I don't think I know any.
It's Pharrell, and what's the other dude's name there? Mike, your vibrator going off there?
Ooh, my Cooper.
Got a vibrating butt plug there.
Peace.